So we've reached that time of month again, and what can I say? Well, I can't even make a decent joke. So why don't we just get on with it? I'm Admiral Pegasus, and this is Strange New Worlds, Part 3, Final Grade. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be grading this month of Strange New Worlds Part 3, and I'm also going to throw in a quick grading for the arc as a whole. Oops, I think I better clear that, Anna. Donut. So, hopefully this ain't going to take too long, but this is me. You never know what's going to happen. So, we're going to kick off with the missions. So, we had our conclusions to the missions, and to be fair, I sort of lost interest in the missions last month. Well, this month. So I didn't really follow along. But what I do remember from the snippets I did read, the writing was neatly done, and there was certainly certain bits I can pick out from the characters' reflections from the actual TV show to what was actually put into the script for the storylines. As you can see, I got a mission running behind me. I've been doing a Romanian mission. So, but anyway, Strange New World arc missions have all wrapped up nicely, and I think, if I remember correctly, it has been left open to work with Captain Pike and the crew of the Enterprise once again at some point in the future. Next up is we got the officers. So we got Hemner this month, and that was a bit of a piss around, wasn't it? Because obviously he's come in as an epic officer, he's been put on lower deck, so which means he's unfit to command. Well, technically, he is an engineer in the game, in the TV show. He's also an engineer in the game. That's his speciality. But they put him with a weird officer trait. So I think it was something to do with the mantis. I didn't really pay that much attention. But let's just get rid of these missions, and then we'll call Hemner up, shall we? So, and I know for a fact I haven't got him, so I can just scroll straight to the bottom. And here he is. But, obviously, how was we going to get him? Leaderboards. Solo leaderboards. There was an SMS that sided alongside it. And obviously there have been scattered shards in missions and various other events as well in your ability to get him. As you see, I've only managed to acquire 12 this month. Yay! But he is also in the Mantis Refinery, which we will talk about later, as well, for the Strange New Worlds officer chest. But they decided to fix what was broken. Hence the officer's ability. Fix what is broken. So they changed him from whatever he was to do with the Mantis, because I really didn't pay attention to that bit, to this. Increases armor, shield, and dodge by 800% of total health when in combat against survey ships. So he is now finished off the round tree. First we had Spot with Explorers, then we had Ortegas with against Explorers, I think. No, yeah, against Explorers, and Una, Cadet Aurora against battleships. And then there was just the one left. We all kept saying there needs to be an officer coming in like this. And so they changed Hemner to this, which was brilliant because, like I said, it rounds the officer off. Yes, he's a lower deck. Doesn't matter. But anyway, so that's Hemner. And next up was a strike team officers. And I'm not going to call them up because have I got them here? Yeah, here we go. And nope, that's Maverick. That's one of the other officers that came in. To be honest, I never even got one strange officers unlocked. As you can see, I've got Una and Ortegas there, still not unlocked. And behind me, Strange New World, Strike Team Lalan, not unlocked neither. What 27 shards for Lalan. I'm 6 shards short of Una, but that's what happens when you don't pick specific events which have 1 shard of them. But anyway, I can't really comment too much on these officers, but from what I have seen so far is the rare Una officer made a real big impact to help put the battleships like the Augur and the Intrepid back at the forefront of PvP for a lot of players. But of course, in time, they will have a counter. Now, the downside to these officers, from the counts that I've heard, is they've taken the previous PvP meta and they've literally completely changed it with these officers. So which means players who were looking at officers to upgrade for PvP, like Lorca, unfortunately means diddly squat now. And is apparently a waste of time. But only time will actually tell about that one. So they could actually end up being a fantastic addition and everything as well. Speaking of other officers as well, is the one behind me, Maverick. He was added in through the Syndicate. You obviously get him through the Syndicate tree. And yeah, I've not seen anything for him in the events. Also, as well, a little secret was added in. I can't reach him, but next to Data 1, him and his fellow cohorts, the Ferengis, have been added to the Ultra chest. Now, that was a secret. Scopely never told us about that being added, but yeah, I've done over 10 chests pulled in the Ultra, and I've still not got one ROM shard out of that. So I'm still sat on 61. RNG is a... We'll just leave it there. But anyway, so moving on now. The Mantis. That's the next one. Now, this was a new ship added to the game. New battleship, which gave a debuff to players' abilities and sort of leveled the playing field between G4 and G5 a little bit. So it meant that G4s can actually go up and attack the G5 ships by literally getting rid of their critical shots, basically, and stopping them from warping. Obviously, dailies came out with this, and obviously a refinery. Now, obviously, the downside for a lot of players, it was stuck behind a paywall, which is common in any MMO. From what I've heard, I've seen it quite a lot in this game. It's always stuck behind a paywall during that first month. It's very rare they'll give you something free. They gave us the Meridian for free when that was released. The Radar, I think, was released for free as well. But they do lock them behind a paywall. So, yeah. And obviously, to make matters worse, there's been no free-to-play path announced. All we know is something by the end. You will hear something by the end of the year. It might come during the next arc. You never know. Fingers crossed. Hopefully, but it hasn't really got a lot of players drooling or excited about the prospect of getting it. That's the downside. On the upside, though, for those who did get it, they can enjoy the use of the refinery and getting more Syndicate XP from that refinery. Now, unfortunately, because I do not have the Mantis, I can't actually show you the refinery. But it's actually pretty decent. And like I said, the Strange New Worlds officers are in there. Not the strike team, but the originals. The only one missing from that is Strange New Worlds Una, because she's exclusively to the incursions. Woohoo! So, yeah. But to be perfectly honest, from what I've heard, she's not that much cop anyway for an epic officer. I'd just use it for synergy. Yeah, synergy. That's it. That's all you need. Syndicate also received an update. We can look at that one because obviously everybody's got access to the Syndicate. And it went up from level 25. Can we click on it to show you? Oh, we can do that at least. Level 25, which used to be the top, and that is where you ended up completely unlocking Grush. To add in an extra 10 levels with, and I've got to admit, some of these buffs are pretty juicy. I mean, we'll take this one here on level 26, an increase to your base, increased gas rewards in loyalty chests. So which means your loyalty chest, which you get in your gift section, G3 is going to go up by 1.25 times, G4 is going to go up by twice, and G5 is going to go up by 4 times. Oh, and G2 double. So that is a massive boost, especially when in G4 and G5 you really do need those materials. That's going to be an excellent one to get. Obviously, as well, as you go further on, you reach level 30. Obviously, you're getting your Maverick Shards while you're doing it, and Maverick Shards are quite predominant in these next 10 levels, and they really shoot up. As well, as you'll see at the top of level 30, HHP buff added to power steel generators A and B up to 700% total. So, hull health buff in your generators. There you go. And that's where it starts, because the resource generators also received some much love and gave you some use to upgrade them. Gave you a reason to upgrade them. However, the downside for that, for me, is obviously it all starts at level 30 on the Syndicate. Most free-to-play players ain't that high. Look, I'm only at level 15. And I bought Syndicate XP from the event store just to get me to level 15. And you was limited to 20 pulls on that one. So that is a long way off for me. An absolute long way off. But it goes with how much Syndicate XP they were going to give us further down the line to expedite the... yeah. But it's good. It's good. It's grindable. It's there, ready for us. Obviously, those who are willing to pay out, which there are spenders in the game, and they are... yeah, we need them there. They're obviously going to be able to reach this quite a lot sooner than what we are. So, I mean, I think the first pack that was released got you up, when it was originally released, got you up to level 17 or something like that. So, obviously, those are players who are going to be ahead. They're probably around about level 24, 25 by now. If that's if there's actually any packs available in there. So, but that's that. Now, the events that we've had this month. Yeah, what can you say? It was very Mantis-centered this month, but Scopely listened. They actually listened and they sorted them out. And they actually changed a couple of the Mantis events. One of them I enjoyed in partaking. It was PvP. Go out and shoot the enemy. I don't think... ah, here we go. Hang on. If it's in there, I'll be brilliant. No, unfortunately not. This is obviously one we got, Unleash the Mantis. You originally got the beginning for the early ones. And then obviously this popped up for the rest of the month for those who wish to actually go out and buy it. So, obviously, like I said, it gave you access to Refinery. It's a, to be honest, right, it's a decent ship. I'm not going to lie. It is a decent ship. It's crap on attack, but it's got some decent rewards with it. And the dailies also work in favour for the players. Everybody. So, but like I said, they eventually listened and they changed some of the events as well. Also, Strange New World Cypher, 3 sessions of that. Awesome. Going around, gives you a quick insight to the episodes as well. I did obviously the second week on live. First week I did videos. Third week I did a video. Check them out. Obviously it answers, and it does give you a bit, and I gave you a bit of a background on the episodes of what the questions were pertaining to. So that's that. Also we had this mining event, which is basically go out, mine materials. Can I? No, my camera's in the way. There we go. So basically just go out and mine materials. And yeah, this was easily done on G4. Easy. Overnight, 2 miners, 100,000 each. Boom, done. Gone. Thank you. But that was that one. What else do we have? If there's anything. Oh, Strange New Worlds Combat, which was obviously finishing off with a Borg. As you can see, Cadet Uhura there, going after the battleships. Primarily, I went after the level 33 Borgs using my Vidar. So, but also you had the one with Spock, where you can normally just send him after the Swarm with the Franklin A, or your Franklin, and Ortegas. Well, I think I just put her on a battleship and I just sent it after Explorers somewhere. I can't remember what system I actually went to. So, but yeah, went out there. And then this was another good one that I actually did enjoy. Plunders of War. Basically just go out, destroy hostiles, gaining the standard resources. Steel, titanium and dilithium. And you got points for it. What can I say? That it wasn't a bad event, really. Ticketed events I was a little bit deflated with this month, because usually in previous months they've actually had materials or resources, but lately they started putting event currency in it. Why? But we'll touch on the event currency shortly, because that's the one thing I've missed out my script, is the event store. And then also you had to, going back to your missions as well, you had this for completing your missions. Nice juicy payouts in Platinum, can't complain. And also, did this one, oh yeah, this one gave you out some materials and some resources. So that wasn't too bad. At least there was something in there for us this month. But anyway, moving on. Now, the Battle Pass, next up. Unfortunately, it's disappeared off the events column, so I can't actually, you know, look into it. But it wasn't exactly an exciting month, and it was pretty much the only method we had besides you completing your missions of getting resources and materials, which, yeah, okay, that's fine, brilliant. That's reason why I buy the elite side of it, so I can get my materials and everything. But the best part of this battle pass was the whole fragments that you got at a specific level, but it was on the elite side. You got 30,000 in total. There was some on the free-to-play path as well. Can't remember how many. I think it was around about 10,000 or something like that. I don't know. Please, if you do remember, drop it in the comment section down below. Also, if you're liking this video, please smash the like and the subscribe button as well. Let's just get that in there. Whole fragments you can build up, and when you eventually get the mantis, you can use them in the refinery, and then you can just go on a quick pulling spree to get some Strange New Worlds officers. Also on the elite pass was the 50 blueprints towards the mantis, so those on the free-to-play path or the light spenders who did not want to go in and buy the £50 pack after the event or join the battle pass, you still got a slightly easier grind when they eventually do give us that free-to-play path to grind the rest of the blueprints out. So, but yeah, so that's the battle pass. Now, rewards and payouts. All event currency. Yeah, I would joke about how we will flourish with resources and materials, but unfortunately, we don't get that during event currency month. But we did have a decent payout this month. I can't deny that one. And apparently there was an adjustment made earlier in the month to give us more than what we were going to get. Now, I can tell you what I got out of the event store. Unfortunately, though, they've disappeared. So if I click on the event store, obviously it's going to be here. But what I did is I went into cloaking, and if you remember, we had the two shards on the end, the epic one and the rare one. I bought both of them, so that's 225,000 and 150,000. So there is 375,000 straight out. That's not bad. Then I also accidentally, while looking through, in fact, before I bought the thingamajiggers, I accidentally clicked on, okay, they're not here. No, it was back in the other tab, wasn't it? Cloaking. So if we just scroll across, yeah, here we go. I was quickly looking at this and I accidentally went on the 10 chest, 36,000. So it's 36,000 on top of already 375,000. So that's at 81, 411,000 already just on that. And then I went and blew 150,000 on the Syndicate XP. Again, that's disappeared as well because it was limited to 20 pulls. And I pulled it 7,500 per chest. And I did the full 150,000. So that made me a massive, massive amount of event currency this month. More than I've ever had available. So let's say, what was it on? 411? Add an extra 150,000. 511, 561,000. I had, and I still had about 2 grand left over, plus some oddments. That's what I've got left. I went, what did I go back? Oh yeah, that's it, Devore parts. I went out and bought a couple of Devore parts. If it'll ever load up. That one there. Scroll across, there we go. So I went and bought 2 chests of these, so that's 2,200. On top of that 600, that says 2,800 I had left over. So I ended up with what? What did we say? 463,800. And so 563,800. That's what I ended up with this month. That's the most I've ever seen. Now, that's pretty damn good. That is pretty damn good. However, that doesn't upgrade my enterprise. It doesn't upgrade my augurs. It doesn't build my buildings. It doesn't give me the materials and the resources I need to do my research. And if the answer to that is, when it loads up, go into this tab here, this is the biggest bloody joke going. Because what you get in here is pathetic. You don't even get enough to cover what you'd normally get through a normal arc in a month. So, now, what I could suggest is stop. That's if Scopely would stop being Scrooges about this. I could say tight as a duck, but I'll say Scrooge. Is do a normal month. I apologise for this little bit here. I think my screen's a little bit out. Is put the resources and materials in the events as normal, but also give us the events currency for just to buy some extra goodies, because this event store is loaded with goodies, extra bits for us to do, like a divorce, cloaking stuff, mycelium, active nanoprobes, blueprints, officers, avatars and frames. Yeah, won't be as excited about it. But they could also they could do that, and that way the economy for the game is still building at all levels. Whether you're free to play or you're a massive whale. Just give us the materials during the month and give us the event currency. Stop being so tight. But it is Scopely. Never gonna happen. Now, final grade. Yes, we've got to the end of all that. So, what am I going to grade it? Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to actually head to an area of open space. An area not populated by anything whatsoever. Because then it'll make it just a little bit easier. Oh, hello. Let's move that up a bit. There we go. It'll make it a little bit easier for me to slap the grade in. D. Yes, it's going to be a D this month. And to be honest, I couldn't give it any better, to be perfectly frank. It started off looking like a bad month, mostly centered around the Mantis. Luckily, Scopely did listen to the players and they made some changes. But let's face facts, the changes should not have been needed in the first place. Okay, they shouldn't have been needed. Why Scopely felt the need to change things in the middle of a month is, it should never have happened. But it did. And yeah, hopefully this is something Scopely will learn from. Doing an arc like this, yes. Now, I will just say, yes, it's good to reward the people who do spend, especially who spend tens of thousands of dollars on this game. It's good to reward them. But the problem is with this month, they went too far. Pretty much everything released brand new this month was stuck behind a paywall, but it wasn't stuck behind one paywall, it was stuck behind multiple paywalls, which meant the spenders had to spend a hell of a lot more than usual, and even the spenders kicked off about it. But we do need spenders in this game, because if they don't spend, we don't have a game. Yes, we at the bottom, like spenders and free-to-play players, we are the bottom. We can gripe, we can moan, we can whinge about all sorts, about the crapness of the game. But at the end of the day, we can also complain about the whales, about how powerful they're getting all. But we need the whales. We need them, and they need us as well. Because at the end of the day, we also help form out the community and everything else. So, yeah, like I say, I would consider myself a free-to-play player, because I only get the battle pass every month. I've only gone overboard once, and that was buying the G-Dock, 50 quid. Okay, so maybe that might push me into light spenders mode. I don't know. I still see it as a free to play. There you go. But yeah, so D was the final grade for the arc. So that being said, how about the arc as a whole? Well, there have been some pretty good additions in the last 3 months. And let's not mince words here. There have been some good additions. The holodeck, putting all your missions in one place. Yes, you're getting tokens, but how did we get the tokens this month? Was it the Battle Pass? I can't remember how we got the tokens this month. No, it wasn't. It was the gifts in the gifts chest. So, brilliant. And then we just went to the holodeck and claimed the missions. Yes, and the way they drop the missions every periodic. Second month was brilliant. And a new one every single week. This month, not so good. The main core missions drop both at the same time. Side missions a week later. Yeah. Or did they drop it all at the same time? I can't remember. But, yeah, it gives you something that extra to do. And ideally, I'd say, yeah, drop them out every week. Give us something extra to do at least once a week. Something different than mining. Or PvE. But anyway, so the holodeck was a good addition. Why Broccoli was brought in, I don't know. Because he's TNG. He's not Strange New Worlds. But it is Scopely. Never mind. The subspace relay that was brought in as well, and its boost. Brilliant boost brought in for the incursions. Brilliant building. Shame about the relays that you need to upgrade it. You can only get them through the incursions. So yes, you do need to partake in the incursions. Unfortunately, if your server doesn't win, you're missing out on 750 each turn. Now, to some players, that won't seem like an awful lot, especially those who've got their subspace relay station already up to a decent level. I mean, what is it? It boosts your base defenses, it boosts your ship hull health and that. So it's got some pretty damn good boosts on it. And I've got to say, it's been a brilliant addition to the game. So, yeah. The additions to the resource generators, while yeah, you could probably do with taking the caps off the generators so they just keep producing. So that 14 billion, I don't necessarily have to go raid it. But the one thing is it puts more on my base, which means more bases will get raided if there's no cap on those generators. Because they'll just keep producing. Keep building it up. So people will raid more. Because they're going after it. So they're going to build up their resources. Yeah. But there's a few things that they could do for PvP to really get the game going. It'll piss some players off, but it'll make some players extremely happy. Unfortunately, you can't please everybody. But anyway, the Syndicate tree, obviously, like I said, has received an increase. That's brilliant because it also gives a lot more juicy, and it does give you access to Maverick as well. The Mantis, for better or worse, added. Like I said, it seems like a good ship. Crap combat, but yeah, I mean, Rev Juices showed it off quite a lot, and it looks like it could be a fairly decent ship. And get it tiered up enough, it's going to be a beast. What they're going to do to counter it, well, we can only wait and see. Also, secret additions to the game. The Ferengi added to the Ultra Chest, as I mentioned already. Why keep that a secret? Why did Scopely keep that a secret? That is something the players would really love, especially those who want to level up ROM, or even get ROM. That's a brilliant addition to me. I like that. And extra shards towards Quark. At the minute, I can only get 2 once a week on Latinum Monday, which we've got running right now. And I guarantee those ships that are mined at the minute, they're going to give me a good boost. They're going to also sit overnight because they're going to reset shortly. So, yeah, 10 past 10. So I'm going to reset them those shortly. But, yeah. And finally, a way for G5 players to get more kills in PvE with the Strange New Worlds crew. Obviously, because we know Chen and Talon stop at level 51, which means they are having to find different crews to fight the hostiles. And the hostiles up there, if I remember correctly, have their own captain's abilities. So maybe more PvP against them up there, but now they've got Strange New Worlds, which will do far better. So there have been some great additions to the game. But despite all these, this arc has been marred by problems, issues, things generally failing on launch. Incursions is a good one. Brilliant concept and everything. The basic mechanics worked. The events failed it. So they had to pull it. But compliments to Scopely, credit to Scopely where it's due. They took it down straight away and got it sorted. And to top it all off, it has been censored for those who do pay massive amounts of money. Now, as I have said, yes, those players can spend what they like. After all, it's their account. It's entirely up to them how much they want to spend. And it's the same goes for anybody. If you want to spend, spend. If you don't, don't. It doesn't matter. But let's face facts here. If we didn't have them, we wouldn't have a game, as I've already mentioned. It costs a lot of money to make this kind of a game. Yes, there are lots of things they could do to make the game look a lot better, like the combat animation. Make the ships actually look like they're properly fighting instead of dancing around each other, maybe. But yeah, it costs a lot of money to make a game. Even more, what they have to correct. Yeah, when they have to correct problems as well, that costs more money. And if the whales didn't spend, it wouldn't get fixed. But again, if we didn't have the free-to-play players at the bottom of the tree, the krill, as they like to be as they get called, who are the big guys going to feed off? So, I had a comment mention about I complain too much about free-to-play. Well, yeah, but he did make a valid point, which is what I've just mentioned in this video, and I'm not blind to that. But the one thing is, whales have a right to complain about how much they're having to spend in game. Free-to-play players have a right to complain about their conditions in the game. Everybody has a right to complain. So where are we going to do that? Well, we're going to end this on a total 4 Strange New Worlds as an arc. E. Yes. Now, the reason I gave it an E is because of the failings. And it's just, this last 3 months has just been another indicative point of this year of being poor arcs, poor thoughts, yeah, plenty of problems. Also pissing players off left, right and centre. We can only hope the rest of the year improves. And also, another big reason to me, after watching Strange New Worlds, this arc, Strange New Worlds, really did not do its justice. It failed. The TV show was like way up, and this was like down there. It did not do the TV show any justice whatsoever. For one, half the officers were wrong, but that's what happens when you get information blind. Because apparently, Scopely got the information blind, so we can't completely blame Scopely. We do have to blame Paramount for that as well. But, anyway, that's that. So if you like the video, also smash the like button. Also, don't forget to drop a comment in the section down below. How have you found this month and the arc as a whole? Are you looking forward to next month? So, yeah. I've been Admiral Pegasus. This has been Grading. Stay safe and live long and prosper. Good night.